What's up, guys? It is Sunday, March 30th, 2025, MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Martin, and that's my broadcast partner here, my podcast co-host, I should say. Podcast partner, friend of the show, Big Marcel, and we are here to recap UFC Mexico, and then we're going to preview UFC Vegas 105, and I'm looking forward to doing that with you, Marcel. But for now, we're going to recap UFC Mexico, I should say, and glad to have you here, man. How's it going?
Yeah, going well, man. Great day, to be honest. So
Is it?
Yeah, dude.
It's nice there.
Sorry.
It's nice weather there.
It's nice weather. Plus Ajax beat PSV, so that's always a great day.
What's that? Oh, your Ajax won, did they?
Yeah. They did. So that's always a great day. So good day, man. Looking forward to talk some fights with you and.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, buddy. You know, it's been I'm looking out the window right now. It's just like it's been dreadful here the last couple of days. By the way, I just tweeted it, Marcel, so probably no one's in it right now. Actually, we do have some comments. Never mind, we do. People are we got our boy Antoine here. Let me get the comments. What's up, Antoine? He's here. Joe's here. No, these guys are the best. Tristan's here. What's up, brother? Yeah, we'll talk about Joe. We'll talk about Joe Piper in a second. Yeah, it was a pretty good card, Joe. I thought so too. What's up, Justin? Justin, you're second place in the pool, man. In the Facebook pool. Congrats. You want I think you're gonna get a little bit of money, Justin. I'm not sure, $100 maybe. Not bad. My boy Mike Evans from bowling came first place. Marcel, in this pool I'm in, the one you're gonna come in next year. It's like, anyways, we do a full year, but also every 3 months. So my boy won like $300 yesterday. He came in first place for his picks. I'm in like 10th right now. I'm not doing that good, but our boy Justin here is in second. So really good job. Hope you guys enjoyed the card, so emotions. Yeah, we'll talk about Shivers as well. Do you want to talk about the Abdul thing really quick? I mean, like, I want to keep this focused, but yeah, you can talk about that while I set it up.
Very quick. So yeah, I got told like it was done between the two, and then apparently I think Abdul asked for his release from the UFC. So and they granted him his release. That meant that the fight wasn't going to happen anyway. So that's why no Sultan came in. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. I think you broke that news. I mean, like, it's kind of rare that I don't want to say you missed because you were told that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy retired. I guess he retired, or did he just ask for his release? Like,
ask for his release is what I've heard, but I don't know how that. If he goes somewhere else, I have no idea. Or if he's retired, I don't know. It's up to him to tell that to people. You know.
His last fight was the fight with Cody Brundage, the no contest, or
no, the knockout against Cesar Almeida.
Oh, the brutal, like where Cesar basically destroyed him. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
That. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean he's like almost 40 too. So, and again, we've talked about this guy's story. He kind of got screwed by those false accusers. It's really shitty. Like basically like some of the best years of his life were taken from him and in the UFC and MMA. But you know, it's too bad. I don't know what
he's like a dude who's almost 40 who actually looks like in his 20s. You know, that's how strong he looks.
I agree. All right, let's stay focused though, guys. I don't mind you asking that, Tristan. That's okay. But yeah, same with this. I don't know. I don't know if this is true. It's been on Twitter. I don't know. You ever heard anything?
And I also haven't done any digging, to be really honest, man.
I know you don't even care about this one because of who broke the story.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, we'll see. You know, if
could be true, maybe. Who knows? I mean, like the guy who broke the news gets like 50% of them right, maybe less. Get some. A broken clock is right twice a day, Marcel. Did you know that?
Listen, man. The problem is I'm not going to go in on Kevin. I have no problem, you know. But the problem with a lot of these people, I also get DMs about this, like today, like 5 times, and I'm like, where did you see it? Yeah. On like 5-6 accounts. It's like, who are these 6 accounts? And then they give me the names. It's like those are accounts who copy Kevin. So then at that moment, it's like. It's a copy from another copy. It's a copy from the original. So it's still one source still who put it out. You know, but does it mean it's not true? But
yeah, I agree. I agree. It could be true. I don't know. We'll get some clarity on this soon. Marcel's got some bigger fish to fry. So do I. So there we go. Side Collectibles, what's going on, man? You've made it through the confidence pool. By the way, I don't know if True's in the chat today, but I beat True, Marcel. So
that probably is not in the chat.
He's probably just crying somewhere in the corner. Just joking. We tied 20. We both had perfect nights, but I had the tiebreaker because last week, basically, like my number 1 pick was Carlos Ulberg, and he won. his number one pick was Vucenic, and he lost. So I had the tiebreaker.
Oh, you beat him in total.
I beat him in two. Well, I tied.
Oh.
It was actually a tie, but I had the tiebreaker. So
beautiful.
And to be honest, like I was close because I had Markel Medeiros as one of them, and he could have, I thought he won, but I mean, he could have lost the decision. So, anyways, if you guys were talking about the thing, the Hill thing. All right, let's get into. All right, we're just at 5.5 minutes. You retweeted, right, Marcel? I think you did, right?
I already did what you asked the first time.
Thank you so much. You shared it, I'm assuming, in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you, man. You're the man. Okay.
I know.
I know, because everyone tells you all the time on Twitter and the Discord and everything. Let's get into the cards. Recap it. Pretty good card. Not a ton of finishes, but like some pretty good fights. I think overall, like it's not the best card. I don't know. Like I think it's maybe some of you guys thought it was a little better. I would say like a 6 out of 10. What did you think?
6 is a little bit low, man. I'll go with 7.
Okay. See, this is one of the few times I'm not Mr. Optimistic, Mr. Sunny. You are. So
yeah, Adam just don't like Mexicans, so that's all.
No, I think it was just an okay card. Like I think it was decent. Like I don't know. It was lacking to me like one of those like really memorable fights. Like there was a few good knockouts, obviously, but
I think, to be honest, man, it's because the card, the way it ended, it was
and
like
that too. The last fight was not that good either. Honestly.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Oh, what a technical, beautiful." I was like, "It's an okay fight, but don't act like it's like something out of this world." It was a good performance, But
I think a lot of people try to like act like they're like morally superior when it comes to MMA. Sometimes like this tried so technical and like to me like this was. I don't even know. Like, maybe Vittori and Delize, what was a better fight in your opinion?
This one was better. To be honest,
I agree, but not by much. And that fight wasn't to me that good either. So, again, I'm not trying to be a downer here. It was an okay card. I don't think it was the best, but some good performances by some Mexican fighters. And I think really that was the point of the card, Marcel, to build these young Mexican guys, right? So
they shit the bed with one. So
they did, and we'll talk about that guy who I would say arguably got fraud checked, Marcel. I know you don't like using that term, but I mean. This might be one of the cases of it. Picks wise, we had the same picks. We went 10-3 each, I believe. So
yeah, same.
So
9-3.
9 wasn't it? Oh yeah, sorry, because Piper and Kelvin fell off. Yeah, 9-3. My bad.
What a beautiful name does that guy have there?
In the chat, let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up? This is Marcel's burner account.
What a beautiful name.
There you go. No, but. Yeah, we'll talk about those fights. But the only one I really like, because the Dober Torres one, I mean, we knew we could have gone either way, but I'm okay with that pick. And same with the Rodriguez fight. I don't think I would have went the other way. The only one I thought about, Marcel, was I did think about Costa as an underdog. We both did last week a little bit. Yeah. We were thinking about it. I just couldn't get there, but he did well. Our boy Joe had a good night too. Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, nice job, Joe. All right, let's get through the fights. Main event: Brandon Moreno defeats Steve Erceg. 49-46 times 3. That's the scorecard I had. I mean, like, if you look at the stats, it says Erceg landed more strikes. I guess. I mean, it kind of makes me question the strike totals because it didn't seem like that. But even if he did, like, he didn't really do any damage at all. Also, like, Brandon had... It wasn't the takedowns themselves. It was like he got takedowns at key times and then started doing ground and pound. Like, right at the end of these rounds to, like, really seal them. And I think that looks great in the judges as well. And I should say the judges, I think, were really good in this card. I got to give them credit, Marcel. They were solid.
This is why you should go off watching fights and not go off stats, you know what I mean? Because,
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I only gave, like, Erceg the third round, I think.
Same with me. A lot of people gave him the second round. I'm not sure.
People say second was the most obvious. I was like, no, it's not. The third is the most obvious, in my opinion.
I agree.
So I did 49-46. I thought Moreno looked good, but I also felt that Moreno fought, like, to not get into too much risk, and at the same time, but Erceg didn't really want to engage, want to keep it on the outside, so it was also really hard for him to make it an attractive fight to watch. The thing with Moreno is, man, I don't know why so many people wrote him off, I mean, and also gotta give Erceg, a lot of people are like, oh, he lost 3 in a row, he sucks. Guys, he fought the champion. He fought like the next title challenger probably, and the former champion. So I mean, it's not like he fought some cans or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
So he got the opportunities. He got the opportunity for the simple reason that they needed somebody to fight Moreno in Mexico. They even pulled him of a fight against Asa Amabayev, which he was supposed to fight against. So I mean, I don't have a problem with it. They probably should give him somebody still, I think, in the top 10, but not like high ranked, maybe somebody like a Tim Elliott next. But for Moreno, I mean, this is an interesting thing, what Moreno is going. Moreno wants to obviously have to fight on that UFC 320 fight in Guadalajara in
That's on my
September.
birthday, by the way, September 13th. Did
Oh,
you
that's
know that?
awesome. That's great. That's awesome.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get nice and drunk. I better not tweet something stupid out because they're gonna put it on TV. So
yeah.
I always got to be careful of that, Marcel.
But I mean, put them on that card, and let's see how everything pans out. If you do, I don't know what they're gonna do next. It's probably gonna be Pantoja against Kai Kara France. Is what I think they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Probably in Newark, and then they can still look what they can do. They can give it to Cap. They can go Moreno. Yeah. In my opinion, I'd stay. Listen, I understand if they go with Cap, because with Moreno 3 times already, probably. But to be really honest, Moreno has the bigger wins, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I mean, I pretty much agree with everything you said. I don't think Erceg's like a bum, by any means. No. He's lost to some really good guys. At the same time, like, he is number 8. He keeps fighting up. He needs to fight someone little, like, probably below him at this point, to be honest with you. The truth is, though, I look at the rankings, like, I think he could be Amir Albazi, who's number 3. I do think he could win that fight. I don't think he should get that fight, personally. No. I was thinking about either your boy Alex Perez. Do you know when he's coming back, Alex?
He wants to return soon. I think in May, June, July.
I think that fight could make, because he's 7 versus 8. That would make sense. And the other one, like you mentioned, I think you said Elliot. The other one would be Asu, who he's supposed to fight.
Yeah, and that's also okay.
Asu's ranked, I think, right? I think he's like.
Oh yeah, he is.
Right? What is he ranked? I gotta check.
He's top 10.
Asu, number 9. Actually, 8 versus 9. That makes sense, to be honest with you. And then Tajir's the other one. Actually, Elliot shouldn't be ranked. He hasn't fought in 16 months.
Yeah,
I think not be ranked.
I think Tajir is going to fight Horiguchi. So
have you heard that? Really?
That's what's rumored.
Hey guys, there we go. I wouldn't say some breaking news, but that's what Marcel's hearing.
Probably in Azerbaijan as well. So I
heard that. Eh? That's a great fight. Yeah. Oh man, there you go, guys.
But I don't know for sure.
But you've heard that, though. That's awesome.
That's what I've heard.
And Fiziev's the main event, by the way, for that card. Like,
that's what they are looking for, but nothing is done yet, as far as.
Is there any chance Curtis Blades versus Kuniev could be main event instead?
I don't think they're going to do that as a main event. No.
I hope not.
No.
I had to make you laugh, man, because 5 rounds with Kuniev. No thanks. Yeah, no,
I won't go 5 rounds. I think, to be honest.
But. No, well, yeah. Moreno, yeah. I mean, he's won 2 straight fights over Albazi and Erceg. Here's the other thing: like the fights with Royval and Pantoja split decisions. They were close fights. Yeah, this guy's still a good fighter. I think he could be a champion still. I think it's possible. He's still only 31, which is crazy. Like he's just been in so many fights. Eventually, his chin's gonna go. He's gonna be like Dober at some point, where just like he gets cracked once and it just gets gone forever. But at this point, I mean, he's still like one of the top guys. You mentioned Pantoja, probably KKF. That's probably the next fight. And then Cops waiting, and then it would be, what was the other guy? Val, right?
Yeah, I think Dan Halley kind of overspoke a little bit on the post-fight show yesterday. He was like, and then we have Pantoja coming on against, maybe against Kai Kara France, but that's not...
Well, I mean, it seems like everyone knows this is happening in Newark, right? Like, that's been rumored for months. I will say this, though. This guy, Kaya Sakura, like, he should have never got a title shot. Like, I'm convinced of that. I know our boy Alex
you said that before,
doesn't agree with me. I know he was like, he deserved it. Yeah. First off, he got smoked. Second off, he hadn't made flyweight in years. And the thing was, it delayed the division because it should have been Kai Kara France. And now Cobb has to wait like 6 more months. Like, it just delayed the division by so much. Yeah,
I agree with you.
And this guy's barely even ranked. Like, I don't think he should be ranked. I think Charles
Johnson not ranked.
He's 15th.
Is he back again?
Yes, they took Johnson out and they put Kai. Anyways, I don't even want to cry about it because the rankings are stupid, but yeah. All right, I pretty much agree with everything you said. I'm just looking at some comments, guys. There's a lot here. I mean, like, people are okay. Basically, like, I think at this point it's going to be Pantoja versus Kai Kara France. It'll probably be Kopp versus either Royval or Moreno, I would guess, or maybe like Kopp will be like a backup fighter for the title fight.
Yeah,
right. Like that's pretty much it. And then
the thing is, like, if they want to have Moreno on that Mexican card in September. That's the thing, It's the thing with planning, because if Pantoja fights Kai Kara France and Pantoja wins or Kai wins, whoever. Listen, if Kai wins, Pantoja probably gets a rematch, I think, But if Pantoja wins, what are you going to do? Do you give it to Cap for the rematch or do you give it to Moreno? Or do you give it to Royval, who also got some
all rematches? I mean, Pantoja is a pretty dominant champion. The guy's damn good, right? So... Mm-hmm. By the way, this is our boy Blake going from Schnell to Pinocchio. It's like going from Haas to Hamza, pretty much. I mean, I feel like in some ways they've done some favors for Steve. They give him massive opportunities. Like he had 3 straight wins to open his career. His big win was Matt Schnell, and then he got a title shot. I also feel like having Mick Maynard as the matchmaker doesn't hurt Marcel.
Yeah, I think they did him. Definitely, they give him a favor by giving him the title shot against Pantoja. 100% sure they did. But then that fight against Kai, that was okay, I think, And this wasn't supposed to happen at first, but he just needed someone. So this is more like things coming together at the right place at the right time, or maybe at the wrong place at the wrong time. It's how you look at it. But definitely the title. Sure. The title shot for sure, man. That shouldn't have happened, to be honest, But
shouldn't have, and he fought well in that fight. But we've talked about this too. Like it's one of these.
Roundtree did also well against Pereira, but
it's very similar. Like a guy that shouldn't have fought for the belt that performed way better than expectations, and then since then has not really done well. I mean, with Roundtree, we haven't seen him fight since that fight, but because his nose got fucking destroyed. But I mean, with Erceg, he got sparked in 2 minutes by Care France, and then I mean, to me. Honestly, Marcel, I know that the stats say what they do, but I felt like he got outclassed a little bit last night. I don't know.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Yeah. The stats really, I don't know how he landed 30 more strikes. It just doesn't really make sense to me. Are they, I guess they're jabs, distance strikes?
Yeah.
I guess.
Gotta be.
Yeah. By the way, I saw a really funny comment. Where was it?
Was it?
Adam spoke to existence with the.
Oh, God, if it happens, we're coming for you, dude.
It'll probably be Fiziev versus Gamrot or who else could be.
Let's hope. Fiziev should be definitely the main event there.
Yeah, probably. Erceg getting rise again. Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't count this guy out. I think he'll do well.
He's been competitive with Pantoja, and actually, it was 4-1, but this is still a competitive fight in my opinion. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but
you better not say I'm wrong, dude. I'm coming to Canada.
I agree with this comment too. I mean, it's we knew this, but it's a great example of it. There's another fight too on the card we'll talk about later, the Vince Pichel and Rafa Garcia fight, where Vince Pichel landed more strikes than lost. You know what? I wonder how many cards there have been where 2 fights were unanimous decisions where the guy got outstruck in all rounds. That's what happened in this fight. So very interesting. All right, let's go to co-main event. Manuel Torres knocks out Drew Dober in a minute and 45 seconds.
Quick one.
What?
A quick one.
Quick what? A quick knockout?
Yeah, a quick one. A quick one. It was a quick one. A quick fight. It was a quick one.
Oh yeah. I also feel like the stoppage was late. It could have been quicker, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, man. I think the thing was Dober was out holding Manuel Torres' leg. And I think Beltran, for some reason, didn't saw he was out or something. He was that was a pretty bad stoppage. But I love my really Beltran, but that was a really bad stoppage, yeah.
Really bad.
Dude, Manuel Torres landed a bomb, and then he put him away with hammer fists. Great win for him, man. Amazing win. Great bounce back.
I agree. And Drew Dober actually had some pretty good tweets today. I don't know if you saw his tweet.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up. I want to pull up his tweet. But I mean, it was an amazing, it was great. The punch was amazing and knocked him out. And you know what? We knew that potentially this could happen because Drew is getting older and he's been knocked out a couple times now, which after a whole career of not getting knocked out, now it's happening more often. I guess his chin is really going,
Yeah.
I didn't think this fight would end so quick. You know what I mean? To be honest with you. I thought it'd be more of a war, but the chin really is going. How do I share a screen? Okay, let's share screen.
Don't share those porn tabs.
I'll make sure not to. Drew Dober, read these comments from Drew. You guys can see this or no? Let me pull it up here.
I can't see it, but maybe.
There we go. So make it bigger. Oh, but not that one. I don't know how to do this. I don't know if you guys can see. It's hard to see, but I'll just read it. Actually, it's just easier. But I'll pull. Sorry, guys. I'm still getting used to this.
The amateurism is killing me.
I know. I'm still getting used to EV Mux. All right. Basically, what he says is, well, it sucked. Beautifully timed 1-2 by Manuel Torres. There's not much to go off other than unfortunately stepping for a rear hand of long power puncher. Someone said to him, I was hoping this would be a 3-round war. Feels super exciting. And Drew Dober said, yeah, me too. And then he also said, as much as I love Mexico City, it's given me 2 of my most embarrassing losses. Haha, but the food's still great and the people are still the best. I'm happy and healthy, excited to be a stay-home dad. I mean, I love Drew Dober.
He's great.
I think he's one of these guys, Marcel, that he could lose 5 straight fights and he would still have a job, personally. I would imagine they still give him probably another prospect his next fight. That's kind of what his that's basically what his like job is at this point. Is to fight like really tough up and coming prospects and probably get knocked out by them. But I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see who they do with him next. Probably someone that punches really fucking hard, I would imagine. I'll just look at the list of fighters in the lightweight. Sorry, yeah, the lightweight division. I know Chris Duncan wants to fight with Terrence McKinney, but I think Duncan would be a fun fight, to be honest.
For Dober, yeah.
Yeah, but I think, Charlie Campbell would be a really good fight. I think that would be a fun one. I think, Trevor Peake moved divisions. That would
145, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been fun. Tom Nolan might be a good fight. That would be okay.
Barshov
would be great. I think that's a great fight, Marcel. Rong Zhu, actually, versus Dober would be a really good fight, right? You like that one? Am I in the right division? Yeah,
I still have to laugh about that name because Bisping was the whole time he was saying wrong Jew instead of.
I remember that. But yeah, any of those guys, like even like if he takes a step down, like
Machate.
Elvis Brenner versus Dober would be fine. I mean, there's a lot of you can't find a bad fight for Dober, but again, he's gonna take some time off. So, as for Torres, we should talk about Torres. He won the fight. Big win. I think he's 4-1 now with 4 finishes in the first round, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I like this guy. I just, after the last fight, man, I was kind of like, oh man, maybe he's not as good as I thought, honestly, because he got destroyed by Bahamondes. Yeah. But Bahamondes is quite good. So,
yeah, he's good. Yeah.
So it's not that bad of a loss. And I think for Torres, does he get a ranked guy? Probably not, but maybe it's possible.
Yeah. I mean, lightweight is such a shark tank of talent, still, because there are guys like Rabeski, Ludovic Klein, who are not even ranked,
Him versus Rabeski would be a good fight, too. That's another guy we don't even talk about, really, because it's so deep. Yeah. And he's a very good fighter. Right?
Oral by, yeah.
Oh, Maktabek Oral by.
Yeah.
That was a crazy loss. All those fights are good. Antoine said Guram for Drew. I think Guram probably should be cut, to be honest with you, but I mean, I think Drew's over. If he should be Guram, I think, at this point. Personally.
Yeah.
Not a bad fight though. Islam Dulatov at 170. You think Dober's going to move up? I don't think so. Right? Maybe.
I also don't think so. No.
I don't know. I agree with
we'll
this too. The win over Duncan looks better for sure.
Yeah.
Duncan's quite good. Yes, I like the Charlie Campbell fight. Antoine, I didn't see your comment until now, but I like the fight. Someone said Joel. What's happening with this Joel and BSD fight? Is this even happening or?
It's still not a done deal. So I asked today actually, and I got told no. And there is no contract, no agreement or whatever, But it's been posted, so it's really weird, And one side, what I've heard, I don't talk to that side, but what I've heard, that side said that it was signed, So it's really weird, But I believe the other side who talks to me, who says it's not there, because they have never lied to me before. So why would they now,
Really odd. It's been rumored for a while. That card in Montreal, which I'm going to, it's 11 fights right now. It's more fights.
But it's also not been broke by the UFC yet, while this fight is like already in talks for like a month or 1.5 months. So then you see it there. It's not yet done, obviously.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right, let's go back to the card. Move to the next fight here. Actually, really quickly, do you want to talk Pyfer and Castellan being canceled?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So, Joe Pyfer went on Twitter. You saw the video, I'm assuming?
No, I haven't seen the video.
Oh, he said Mexico's a shithole. I'll never fight there again. It's a terrible country. I got sick. The elevation's bad. A lot of excuses. I don't know what happened. Like, I listen, man. He got sick. People were like really hard on him yesterday for whatever reason.
I know why.
Listen, people pull out of fights. Kelvin Gastelum has pulled out of fights last minute.
I know why people are hard on him because dude got an attitude. I have no problem with it.
I like Joe.
I have no problem with Joe at all. But that's why people are hard on him because he have an attitude. I have no problem with it.
He's a professional UFC fighter, dude.
Yeah, I know. I say I don't have a problem with him at all. But the way he comes across sometimes, it rubs people the wrong way. It doesn't rub me the wrong way, I'm cool. I have no problem with it. But that's the reason why people act like that to him.
Well, by the way, Tristan, David Shaw said that they paid Kelvin. You saw that, Marcel? You watched the post-fight?
No, I haven't. I didn't watch the post-fight.
I don't know if Dana was there, actually. I don't think he was. But they sent David Shaw again to talk to the media. And he gives answers, right? Because someone asked him, I think it was Danny Segura asked him, he's like, are they paying? I think it was Danny, could have been someone else. Are you paying Kelvin? Yes, Kelvin is being compensated. Dana always pays them, he says. That's what he said. So
that's good.
Probably, I guess, show. I don't know if he gets his win bonus. He did show, though. He made weight. I think that's showing, right? Making the weight.
Yeah, make weight is show money. Yeah.
Yeah. So will Kevin versus Piper be rebooked for Kansas City? I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe it seems pretty soon. I mean, Joe, it's a big wake up for Joe too. Joe's a pretty big guy. What's up, Dana? When people don't like a certain fighter, less understanding, accepting fighters pull it out. Yeah, you guys aren't wrong. Joe's homeless at 15, trying to prove pointers, childhood struggles. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Again, I agree with what you're saying, Tristan. I'm looking at the comments. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It sucks when this happens, but the guy was sick and couldn't make the fight. It happens. Listen, if he was sick and, like, if he wasn't sick and just, like, didn't want to fight, like, I think he might be cut. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just pull out of a fight last second. Like, who's that guy that kept pulling out of fights? Tom Breeze? He got cut eventually, right? He kept saying he had, like, anxiety or something.
Yeah. He's anxiety guy.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what happened here. Joe should have came to Mexico. I think he came to Mexico like 2 weeks, he said, or something, 3 weeks, something like that.
I have no reason to doubt that Joe was ill.
Same here.
Indeed.
I don't know. I'm not saying you are, Tristan, but a lot of people on Twitter were like, he's not really sick. And then all these, like, Mexican people were, like, offended and stuff. Yesterday, I didn't understand. Today, I would understand it because the comments were pretty... He literally said the country's a shithole. I mean, I wouldn't love if he said that about Canada, to be fair. So... But yeah, the elevation's a problem for these guys, no doubt about it. It makes cutting weight harder too.
I don't think he would say anything about the 51st state. You know,
fuck you, dude. Rue Lindbreak, what's going on, man? Oh yeah, Rosas too. Rosas, what fight was that? Remember he pulled out like right before the fight?
Oh, I guess Torres shows.
Yeah, and no one gives him shit, right?
No.
Did you guys see the UFC News post of Joe's interview? I can't remember. What did it say, Tristan? I did see the one today where he did. I think it was his Instagram Live or something. He just said it was a shithole. Joe said he had gotten back to 2-6, was down one night from puking. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like, was it food poisoning? Was it just from the wake up? Was it from the elevation? I don't know. Probably a bunch of factors. But do you guys know, Joe, where he got the food poisoning from? I don't know. Do you have some bad tacos or something? I love tacos, by the way. The elevation makes it harder to cut weight. The elevation is a different element. Also, if I'm not mistaken, that was the only fight above. Or I guess the Medina fight was one middleweight too, but. They try to book these like the lower weight fights for
very smart.
Yeah, because I remember again we talked about it. It's like they used to book heavyweight fights or, like at elevation. It doesn't
remember with Kane against Fabricio.
Sea level Kane. That was the whole thing, right? So Joe told him that Piper told him to suck his balls. That's a real Philly guy there, Joe? One of your boys. Taking him to healthy. I did see this actually, Tristan. Yeah, I saw that. Dude, I mean, you could be healthy and then get food poisoning though, right? Like it could happen, you know. I don't know. I'm not sure what happened. I was disappointed the fight got canceled. I was like really bummed. I was actually looking forward to that fight. Kelvin always gives a good fight, you know. Yeah. Kelvin's tough as fucking nails, and Marcel actually interviewed Kelvin.
Yeah, I did.
He was cutting weight, I think, or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, the funny thing was
he naked? Was he naked when you interviewed him?
He wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. So I was like, he was like, "Do I have to put the camera on?" I was like, "Yeah, it would be great, you know, because it's for a video interview." And he's like, "I actually don't want to, but what the hell?"
He was like lying in bed, I think, with a towel on him.
Yeah.
Marshall should have asked to see his dong.
Yeah, you would do, but I
of course. You guys think they rebook it for pay-per-view? Probably just a fight night. Maybe the one in Newark, New Jersey, and right? That could make sense. New Jersey.
Yeah, why not? I think they're still filling out that card.
Close to Philly. So, actually, I'd love to see it in Montreal. I don't think they would, but it would be nice. Reminds me when the Olympic athlete claimed tested positive for steroids from burrito. I don't even know that story, but I'd have to look into it. But yeah. All right, we're good for there. Oh yeah. So the fight that took its spot in the main card, Edgar Chairez submits CJ Vergara. Yeah, I mean another good win for this guy. I really like this guy. Obviously, really, really incredible post fight. Got the bonus. Thank God they gave him the bonus. By the way, Torres got a bonus. Chairez got a bonus. Martinez, Gauthier, nothing for Jamal Emmers. So one guy other guy got a finish. Didn't get a bonus. They could have easily slipped in one. Don't like that, but whatever. But yeah, Chairez. I mean, really touching story there. And man, I don't know about you, Marcel, but you guys, like, if you're sick, you have to get surgery, or not sick. If you're like injured, you have to get a surgery. Does the government like do you get paid? Is it,
we have insurance and stuff here, so
healthcare or is it insurance? Healthcare. Same here in Canada. So it's sad. He's like, yeah, my grandpa had to sell his truck to get my surgery, and then he died. Like it was fucking sad as hell, dude, to hear that. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad the UFC gave him the bonus because I almost was like, okay, they're not going to give him the bonus now because he's talking about this. You know what I mean? Yeah. It sucks. It really sucks. But yeah, I like Chairez a lot, man. I think he's a good fighter. Really exciting guy. Very tough. Always in good fights. I love the guy.
Yeah, he made the most of it by getting to the main card and get a quick finish, man. I think he looked really good. And I mean, was great. And to be honest, it was we both expected him to win. I think he was a favorite. Vergara hasn't looked great as of lately.
You know what? Vergara really didn't even fight the choke, to be honest with you.
No, he didn't actually. Yeah, I don't know why.
I think he's just getting cut. What do you think?
I would be surprised if he doesn't get cut. I don't hope so for him,
Of course,
because I'm not a dick.
We don't like coming on here and be like, this guy should be cut unless he's a complete asshole.
Yeah, it's like basically saying like somebody should lose his job.
Yeah, we're not like that here. But I mean, at some point, like he's lost 3 straight fights, and he's not really like the last fight he ran away from Temerov, and this fight, like he didn't really fight the choke, guys.
He ran away from Lacerda, dude, but he got the win.
Yeah, right? I remember that. They gave him a bonus for it too. Yeah. I don't mind. Okay, if they give him one more, I wouldn't hate it, but I don't think
me neither. Yeah,
I know Maynard loves him. I think he's a former Legacy guy, is he not, or Fury guy?
Yeah.
We talked about Erceg already. I mean, we both think he's a good fighter that has been in tough fights, but yeah. Stop the cap at him. We always call fighters terrible. Sometimes in the Discord, I don't do it online. I don't do it on Twitter. I'm not like that. But yeah, especially if I have bets on them and they lose, that's kind of when I say that. I don't hope for people who lose their jobs. I mean, I just am realistic about it. Like some of these guys are going to lose their jobs.
You got to understand on the Discord, man. I mean, Adam gets annoyed when he cannot pay his porn subscription anymore. So,
stop. All right, let's go back to the card. Raul Rosas gets the win over Vince Morales decision. I mean, he won, but like to me, it wasn't super impressive. He's only 20 years old, though. Again, he's what's his record? 5-1? Is it 5-1? Yeah, 5-1.
We should stop calling him a future champion, man. Maybe that.
I don't see it, dude. Honestly, I don't see it, and I know he's only 20. Only 20, but definitely. Like to me, he has like an okay ground game.
Yeah.
But as he's risen up the ranks, like he's not really finishing guys now. Like if you look at the guys he finished Jay Perrin, who's in Cage Titans right now, Terrence Mitchell, who I think is Alaska SC, and Ricky Turcios, which I guess that was a decent submission win. That's his best win. And then he beat Arichi Lang barely, and he did beat Vince Morales, but like it was a closer fight than it should have been, I would say too. I don't know, man. I think I don't see any striking at all from him. I don't see any evolution in his game. Again, he's only 20 though, so he has a lot of time to
for sure.
Improve. But I just no ground and pound in this fight, Marcel. Like no submission attempts, really, for the most part. It was wasn't great.
The problem is just like, and actually he put it on himself. It's like when he came in the UFC after his debut, he's like, I can beat the champ right now. I can be the top guy already. And then he lost to Christian Rodriguez. Yeah. And then the hype kind of slowed down, Yeah. And the thing is like, take your time, dude. You have all the time in the world, and you're only getting better probably, I think the ground game is pretty good, he knows what he's doing. I think the striking, once he fights a guy who can prevent him from taking him down, he might be in trouble, dude. So
I agree. I mean, I agree. And like, I don't know. I mean, I think Vince, dude, there was a couple moments late in the fight where Vince almost submitted him. Too.
Yeah.
Vince is 3-8 in the UFC. I want to see Vince fight another time in the UFC. Am I crazy?
This is like the guy with the worst record, but actually, if you look at him, I think he belongs. He can beat some guys in the UFC for sure. It just has difficult matchmaking for him.
Like I'm looking at this card, and like he definitely beats Simon Oliveira, like 100%. Who I think is going to get cut.
But they don't give him that fight.
No. But I think I wouldn't cut him. I would give him one more, and I think if I'm not mistaken. He's 0-3 since he returned last. So, by the way, he's fought 3 times in the last 6 months. Mm-hmm. So he's active. He's in Vegas. I don't think they're cut him. I think they're going to give him one more fight. I know that sounds crazy, but I think they will.
I hope they do, man. I think he's a good guy. So I hope.
I think he could beat guys. I really think there's guys he can beat. And I know some of you guys think I'm nuts because his record is horrible, but I think he could beat guys.
Yeah, but
our boy Chris Bundy's in the chat. What's going on, man? Glad to have you here.
You cannot go against the people who think you are nuts because you are nuts. So you got to give him. I mean, you say you guys think I'm nuts. You are nuts. So I mean,
that would have been sick though if he hit that Peruvian necktie. That would have been
sick. Man. Yeah, I was like, finally, what's the last one? Serkinov?
Has there even been one? Oh yeah, Serkinov and Crude. Yeah, I think that might be it, right? I know that Brad Pickett had one in WEC back in the day.
Tony D'Souza back in the day. Was it UFC?
Was it? I thought he had the body triangle that everyone talked about. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyways, yeah, it's very rare. There hasn't been many. I can look at it, look it up. Yeah. How many? I think it might have been just Micho. It's such a nice submission.
I know. Mateus Nicolau got a Japanese.
Yeah, Tony D'Souza. You're right. My bad. Who am I thinking? Was he the same guy with the body triangle?
Oh, you
Same
mean
guy?
Ivan Salivari, maybe?
Yes, that's the one I'm thinking. My bad. Sorry, they're older guys, but yeah, of course.
Yeah, no problem. We're
Yeah, it
also
would have
a
been.
bunch of older guys, so we remember.
I think that's it. I think it really is the only two, so it's very rare. Oh wait, yeah, I think that's it. CB Dalloway had one too.
Oh yeah,
And
of
then Brad
course.
Pickett had one WEC, and that's it though. So 3 in the UFC, I believe. That's it.
And one Japanese necktie for Mateus Nicolau against Bruno Correa.
Wait, actually, you know what? Tony DeSouza didn't have one in the UFC. He invented it, but didn't do it.
Okay.
Okay, so we were kind of half right each
Yeah.
way. Yeah. So it was just CB Dalloway and Misha Serkinov.
It's crazy. We never saw Gogo Plata in the UFC, right? We saw Omo, but not a Gogo.
Yeah, and then Salivari. Oh, he fought Tony Strickland. That's the guy it was. My bad. Yeah.
The guy who got knocked out by Anderson Silva by the outward elbow.
Yeah, that was one that I used to watch that all the time, man.
Me too.
Anyways, yeah, I saw Chase Hooper saying that. I think Chase would be great an analyst later on in his career whenever he's done. I think he knows the ground game really well. Anyways, back to the card. David Martinez looked amazing. We expected this, right? Getting the knockout.
Yeah.
To be honest, like we both were like not to say he didn't deserve to be signed because we know he had talent, but I don't think he looked amazing on Contender. Everyone was talking about how hyped up how good he looked. It was like, to me, it was okay. He looked incredible in this fight. I know. Remember you said you're like this fight's not that good, but watch David clap for it.
Yeah,
you said that.
I felt no disrespect to Simon Oliveira, but I felt there was a setup fight.
It is. Yeah. And I think they're cutting this guy. I don't think he's UFC material. Do you?
He hadn't fought for almost 2 years, I think. Yeah,
over 2 years. I don't think he should get another fight.
No.
0-3. The game finished every fight.
Nothing against the dude, but I mean, I don't think the UFC will keep him around.
David Martinez. Oh, by the way, so with just to answer Tristan's question, I forgot to answer it. I don't think there's anyone in the top 15 right now that Raul Rosas beats, personally.
No.
You?
No.
Do you think David Martinez could beat someone in the top 15? Do you think he could beat...
I think he's technical,
Yeah. I think Marcus McGee's an interesting fight. Marcus is a really good fighter. It'd be a good fight. I think Marcus will get someone higher ranked. I'm just saying, like, that fight would be interesting. I think he could win that fight. Mm-hmm. I know it's crazy, but, like, I mean, there's some other guys. Like, I think he could probably beat, like, Kyler Phillips, who keeps gassing. And let me ask you a question. Let me an honest question. I know it's going to sound crazy.
Yeah.
Who would win this fight? David Martinez or Henry Cejudo? Who wins?
If Henry grapples, I think he can win.
Yeah. But if it stays striking, who wins?
Yeah, Martinez has a good shot, I think. Striking.
And he's number 9 in the world. So I'm just saying, like, I don't think they'll do that fight. They might, though. They could. They love this guy. They think he's going to be... I saw some people online saying he's going to be a champion. Do you think it's possible?
It's always possible, but it's way too early to talk about. I think they should put him with the sister Super Smelly on the Mexican card. In September.
I think they'll both be on the card, right?
Yeah, they should be. Yeah,
they'll probably give him a better opponent, though. I don't think they'll give him an easy one like this. And guys, again, I want to slow my roll with this guy, but I think a lot of people are hyped on him. For good reason. He looked good in this fight.
I want to see a guy he fights who has more things to offer, but they don't have to throw him what do you say, that throw him for the wolves or something,
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't mind maybe, there's a lot of good guys. Dude, Bantam was stacked. We know this.
Yeah, it's a great division.
By the way, flyweight's fucking good too, isn't it?
Yeah, flyweight, bantamweight, lightweight. Featherweight is also good, but I think the other 3 are better.
I agree. Rosas versus Montel Jackson. Dude, I think Montel knocks him out, personally.
Yeah, Montel is booked against Daniel Marcos. Maybe the winner of that
That's
one or the loser of that one.
I don't know, maybe.
Probably, yeah.
I don't think they should give Raul Rosas anyone ranked. I don't really think they should. They'll give him an unranked. He'll fight in the next Mexico card, for sure. He'll be on that card. All right. UFC loves having Martinez orthodox surgeon to exclude the stereotype of fighters, 100%. He's a real-life doctor, which is crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of the flyweight, they actually put my tweet up. I'm like, the flyweight division rules. And it does, man. I love it. Oh, by the way, this fight's good. Yanez, your boy, versus Martinez. That fight I like. You like that
Me
one?
Too. Yeah, for sure.
Fun fight. And Yanez had was it Marcos he fought? It was close, right?
Yeah, put it on the Mexico card, man.
Yeah, that would be great. That's perfect. I love that. Look at that. Good matchmaking here in the chat.
There you go.
All right. Boreas.
Who are Mick? Who are Sean? We don't know.
We got Mick Maynard in the comments. Taking off the card. Yeah, I mean, fraud check alert. Kevin Boreas, a guy who's 0-2 in the UFC, pretty much dominates Ronaldo Lazy Boy Rodriguez, who, by the way, lived up to the nickname Marcel when he missed weight. And then had, I think, an absolutely terrible performance. I think this guy looked absolutely terrible. And you think back to the fight with O'Day, your guy O'Day, he got lucky in that fight a little bit. Like, he could have easily been finished early in that fight. This guy's super hittable. He didn't grapple in this fight, which is weird because he's more of a grappler, I would say. Mm-hmm. And he got hit like so much, he got dropped. They said one knockdown. I counted like 2 or 3 in the first round.
Me too.
He got destroyed. I mean, and then you even said, you're like, one of these fucking judges will give him a 29-28.
And they did.
Dude, he lost every round. Like, right? Yeah.
I was so afraid they were going to rob him, because Ronaldo was like looking like he was advancing and forward, but he wasn't, he was just getting hit. So I was like, there's definitely a judge who's going to give him 1 or 2 rounds, so being a fucking idiot, and one judge gave him 1 round, I think the second, which was even crazier because that wasn't even close in my opinion. Borjas looked good, El Gallo Negro, great nickname, by the way. I know Adam loves to say it. But yeah, he looked good, man.
What does that mean, by the way, Marshall? What does it translate to?
It means the black rooster, but it also means the black cock. So, I mean, it is what it is, But, I mean, good for him, man. He pretty much saved his UFC career with this win because the UFC, this was also a setup fight by the UFC by making Rodriguez look good, but Rodriguez didn't look good.
Not at all. By the way, I remember I used to look at the translate, and it was like the rooster weight division or the cock weight division, right?
Yeah,
cock weight. That's too funny. You read this off as 1 loss or done with the Rodriguez sucks. O'Day lost to him. I mean, O'Day's not great either, to be fair. Like, O'Day's an okay guy. He's like a gatekeeper. He's fighting Luis Garul, by the way. We'll talk about that fight after.
Yeah, next week.
I mean, honestly, I just think this is a really he actually is 2-1. I forgot he beat the Dennis Bonder guy. So, and that's the thing. In that fight, he submitted him, right? And that's the path to win. I think he was trying to win a bonus or something here. Like, he was trying to put on a good fight. To me, he looked terrible. Like, I just think it was a bad look, missing weight, putting on a bad performance. I also think Borges is probably a little underrated. He fought Josh Van and looked okay before he got tired.
Yeah, he probably fights for Gara next, Rodriguez.
You know what? They could just do that. Mexico card? Guadalajara?
I don't know, but they're probably going to give him somebody who they think he can beat,
I mean, there's some guys he can beat, but you know what? Looking back, I remember that fight with Jerome Rivera. Remember that guy in Ultimate Fighter?
Yeah.
Or, Contender Series?
I thought he won that one, to be honest.
Me too, but then that guy went 0-4 in the UFC. That should have been the sign that maybe this guy's not great. So, yeah, not great. Barat. How do you say it?
Bareth.
I guess they could do that. Actually, that's not a bad fight, I guess. Yeah. And Perez is
Barras is not a bad fight, I guess.
It's not a bad fight. He's 36 or 30. He's my age. He's an older guy. He's the oldest guy in the division, I think. Daniel Perez, I think so. Not going to say it, but you can read it if you want. I don't want to get canceled. You want to read it?
What El Gallo Negro? It's just a nickname, dude.
Yeah, I know. I always get worried I want to get in trouble. Boris is a good fighter, man. He's not bad. I mean, actually, you know what? We should give him credit. He looked good.
Yeah, they definitely look good. He looked very crisp on the feet, I think.
He I said he looked like Barboza. I didn't really I guess a little bit like the striking, but I actually think he looks like Edson Barboza with the bald head and everything. He looks like a mini version of him. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but back to the card. Tiba Gautier, first round knockout over Jose Daniel Medina, danced through the cage, then got knocked out. The guy just standing there getting hit. The Homer Simpson defense, Marcel, just come on, hit me harder.
Yeah. Okay, harder. Okay.
I think the stoppage was a little early, personally. He fell, he got dropped. I'm not saying it's wrong because I mean the refs there protect the guy, but guys get last week, Sean Bannon got head kicked. With the ref stopped that fight, probably. Right? Same ref might have stopped that. I don't know. I just think I'm not saying he would have won the fight, but I think he could have went on for a little longer. I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? I'd like to know.
I think it was a perfect stoppage because I had to take a piss, so that was perfect. Nah, man. I mean, it was pretty hard knee. I had no problem with stoppage. He already had he got a lot of damage.
Yeah,
it
was the other damage he took before.
Was okay
for sure. Yeah. Do you think he gets cut, Jose Daniel Medina?
Probably not. They give him somebody else. They want to have. They want to win. So look at the 185er who they want to have a win for. They match him up with him probably.
Who wins this fight? Atiba Gautier, Marcel, Abdur Mansour Malik.
If Abdul can
If he
can
could
how do you
wrestle
say,
him, maybe.
grapple? Yeah.
I think this guy's interesting. I mean, he's
Uh-huh.
definitely like got power. There's no doubt but again, he wasn't tested in this fight. Like, and I still
Bro,
wanted to see what would happen if the fight went past the
I
first round.
I fucking knew it. I was like, if Atiba knocks him out in the first round, people gonna write headlines with "This is the new Francis Ngannou" because he's from Cameroon.
Yeah.
I knew it, and it happened.
Just a few comments in the chat. People say they agree with the stoppage. So there you go. For me, it seemed a little early, but whatever. I mean, if you guys disagree, that's totally fine because I can't really disagree with you either. I mean, the guy got dropped. He was getting the shit kicked out before that. Yeah,
Story of my life, dude. People cannot disagree with me. Story of my life.
for sure. By the way, Medina, I think they had talked about him potentially going to 170, right?
Yeah, I think so. He was at 205 in the
Yeah,
contender, then he
there's
went
a
to
little bit of
180.
fat there at the end of the belly, so maybe. Perez, yeah, I think so too. But I remember with Bisping was trying to pronounce it weird. And 22, yeah, he's very young. I hope they don't rush him. Right? It's nice to have a prospect like this, so young, man, for this division. He'll probably fight at 205 eventually, I would imagine. He's only 22, so he'll grow into his frame. But
By the
the
way,
guy's built like a brick shithouse. So
yeah. By the way, Dana, we just say that Barath thing because Bisping was doing that the whole
yeah,
damn time. It's when he was fighting
yeah,
Altamirano, I think.
yes, it was that fight. Yeah. Melky Costa defeats Christian Rodriguez. This was a pretty close fight. I know you agreed with me. It could have gone either way, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think it could have been 2-1 for either
Came
one.
down to the first round, really,
Yeah,
and
no
like
problem with the score.
no problem with the decision. I think, like I said, the judges I think did really well in this card, compared to London last week, which was atrocious.
It just sucked for us that we both picked Rodriguez and we were on the bad end of the scorecard. But I mean, it was okay. You know,
I don't have a problem with the scorecard at all. I mean, it was fine. Yeah, no, I think this guy is he's decent. Melky Costa he's 4-1 in the UFC 3-fight win streak. I don't think he'll get a ranked guy or anything like that, but he'll probably get someone decent in his next fight. And for Christian Rodriguez, he's like one of these guys that I can't get his fights right, Marcel. I can't. I get them all wrong. I'm looking at his record in the UFC. So Christian is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 5-3 in the UFC. I only got 3 of his fights right. I got the Pierce one right where he lost. I got the Weems fight right where he won, and I got the Simon fight where he won. I got that one right, but the other ones I got wrong. I got the Roos's one wrong. I got the Bulgarian one wrong, and the Bashi one where he won those fights. And then I got the one with the Rosa and Costa wrong where I picked him to win. He lost. So very difficult guy to pick his fights. I just have no interest in betting on his fights because I just can't pick them right. So there's some of these fighters. There's some guys, Marcel, like I told you, Tai Tuivasa. I think he's like 15 fights. I've got every one right. So there's some guys I just have a good read on. And some guys like this, no thanks. I'm staying away from them. So there you go. Can't pick his fights right. Feed Medina to share a bullet.
Yeah, would it surprise me even?
You don't need to see a death in the UFC. September 13, Marcel's. It's in July 24th.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
I'm a good friend, man. I remember this shit. So there you go.
I remember yours as well, September 13th. So.
I remember yours because my sister's is 26, so like it was.
Oh, okay. You got how do you say that?
I got 2 birthdays in the 2 days, so there you go. Yeah. Two very important people in my life: my one sister and my one friend. There you go. Lupi Godinez defeats Julia Pilastri, decision. Yeah, I mean, actually a pretty good fight, I think, especially that third round. Julia was just going crazy. They call her a psycho for a reason, right? That was nuts.
Bro,
what did you think?
I was thinking, man, what is Lupi doing in the third round? But she apparently had to poopy, apparently. So
is that true? She actually had to?
Yeah, she said that between the rounds, I have to poop. So
that's the thing. You know what? Actually, I know it's funny to talk about, but like the truth is, like they're in a cage. What are they gonna do? We've seen Yoel Romero take a shit. Justin Keys, she had the shit in the pants. It happens. It happens.
Of course. Definitely, if you have like, how do you say that? Like the how do you say? Yeah, like that. Yeah, I was thinking about another word, but like that. If you get a punch somewhere, you know, you already are squeezing together. It's kind of hard to keep it in, I think. But yeah, Lupi looked good in the first 2 rounds, and then
used wrestling for once. Actually, you wrestled.
Yeah, and then Julia did great in the third.
Bro, I just think Lupi like has no striking, honestly. Like I don't think she's a contender.
No, that's what I think that's pretty clear. I think Lupi is fun. You know, she's good in the division. I think she's top.
She's a gatekeeper. She's a gatekeeper to the top 10, I would say.
I think between 10 15, that's the place where she is, you know, and it's okay.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, but Pilastri was like, you know, she's way smaller. Pilastri should be at 105. They kind of, I'm not saying they need it, but it would be nice to have 105. I'd rather have, honestly, 135 really just isn't good anymore. There's like only a few good fighters in that division. I still think Ultimate Fighter atom weights make sense. I know
Yeah, me too.
we've talked about this, so. But anyways, yeah, I think Julie, that last round was crazy. Joe was saying it
What
should have
about
got fight of the night. Some people said this. I mean, I guess, but really it was 5 minutes of a good fight. Like the
what,
other
ab-
rounds weren't that good.
what about the Ultimate Fighter with women heavyweight?
Were they going to bring Gabby Garcia in?
I didn't think she's heavyweight anymore.
They're going to put you on the show?
Yeah, I'm not a woman, dude.
Oh yeah. What's going on, brother? Glad to have you here, man. Did you guys see what Drake has said? What did he say? I don't know. Drake has talks a lot of shit. It's kind of funny.
Oh, I think he said like he cannot even get into the top, and he's speaking crap about me or whatever. I think Shara probably didn't see that comment, but yeah, whatever.
Godinez should fight Robertson, but I guess they could do that, yeah. Judici and Colastri? Sure, I could
Why not?
That fight. That's fun. They could do Pilastri and that girl, Dubin. They could do that. All right, let's go to the next fight here. Rafa Garcia defeats Vince Michel. So I was all over Rafa. I mean, he won the fight, but I don't think he looked amazing, to be honest with you. Like Vince is 42. He's going to be 43. He's the oldest guy in the UFC. He's lost 3 straight. But to me, he showed he could still hang. Like I would give Vince Michel one more fight. Would you?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I would too. I don't know how many guys he can beat, but there's probably someone at the bottom of the end of the lightweight division. I'm just looking at it right now. Like he probably beats. There's probably a few guys here. Mitch Ramirez, he could beat that guy. The Abdul Karim El Zawadi might beat him, maybe. Muhammad Yahya he beats for sure.
I give him the loser of Evan Elder against Ahmad Hassanzadeh.
I think they should keep him for one more fight, guys, honestly. Yeah. I think he's still a good gatekeeper type, so I would keep him. But yeah, Rafa Garcia, 5-3 in the UFC. He's an okay fighter. I like the matchup for him. I don't think he's amazing, but you know, he got some really big takedowns like in this fight, like slam takedowns, which actually do count for like scoring because they cause damage. So something to keep in mind. But the judges actually, that was the one fight that I didn't really agree with because 2 of the judges had 3-0. To me, it was a clear 1-1 going into the third round, right? Because Vince definitely won the second round. I think everyone thought that, and then Vince was drawing dead. He needed to finish. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. Loopy has okay boxing grappling. Yeah, she's decent. I mean, I think her grappling is more than okay. I think it's very good. By the way, I think her sister, she's a Canadian Olympic wrestler.
Yeah,
I think she'll probably transition to the UFC eventually, right? Wouldn't you think, her sister?
I don't know if she has that. How do you say that? That
dog in her?
No. That's what I want to say. I'm not talking about Luana Santos. No, I was talking about
ambition.
No,
she doesn't have that.
Ambition. Like, that's the word I was searching for. The ambition.
Maybe not, but I just think like because her wrestling background is very high, maybe she could do okay in the UFC. So Cobb and Vince were actually on the screen at the same time, so it's proof that they are 2 different people. I saw your tweet. I laughed when you tweeted that. 2 more fights here. Jamal Emmers just absolutely destroys Gabriel Fly Miranda.
Yeah.
Nice knockout. Again, should have got a bonus. They could have easily given one extra. They kept bragging, biggest gate of all time. All this money we make. Sellout crowd. And then they cheap out with the bonuses again.
Looked like there was a lot of fun in between the coaches on the corner.
The coaches,
right?
Yeah, in Emmers' corner. I think Emmers is decent. I mean, he's inconsistent, right? He can't string together wins, but he's obviously got some power.
Yeah.
Man, Gabriel Fly Miranda, best mustache in the UFC, but not a great fighter, Marcel. 1-3 with 3 knockout losses. Any chance he gets another one or no?
Yeah, he got that Uncle Creepy mustache. I'm good with it, give him another one. At the same time...
Would you actually? Really? Oh, wow. Okay.
It's because I like him. It's not because I think he should deserve it or whatever,
He's been knocked down 6 times in 4 fights at the UFC. So he only beat Shane Young. Shane Young, man, that's not a good loss for him. I don't mind this guy, though. Was this not short notice for these guys, this fight?
Yeah, pretty much. Because they needed fights for this card. Yeah.
They probably will let him go, though. But I don't hate if they give him one more because he's usually, like, at least he'll get knocked out. It'll be fun for the other guys. So then the last fight here, it was the first fight. Markel Medeiros defeats Austin Hubbard. So this was interesting because Markel definitely won the first round. Austin definitely won the second round. So you knew it was 1-1. The third round, Austin is pretty much dominating the fight, like, with control. So he did, like, no damage, but it looked like he was just going to milk the clock away and win the decision. Then all of a sudden he got, like, exhausted. And Medeiros kicked himself up. Finally, Marcel, because the whole fight you were like, why is this guy not fighting to get up? What is this guy doing? He finally gets up, Marcel, and then basically does enough damage in the last, like, 2 minutes of the fight to win the decision. I agree with the decision, by the way. I think the judges got this right. I think it was a good decision by them because Hubbard didn't have like much damage at all in that third round. If you look at the strikes again, I know they're all weighed differently, but it was 15-6, and the control time actually was pretty similar, surprisingly. So I think they got it right. I think Markel, I don't think it was a great performance, but he won the fight in my opinion. And for Hubbard, since coming back to UFC 1 and 3, I mean, I think again he could be released too potentially. Although I don't hate if they gave him one more because he's like a gatekeeper type. You need those kind of guys in the division. So I don't know if you have any thoughts about the fight. Really quick.
I think we got very lucky with the decision. That's what I think.
I thought he won. I really did.
Yeah, I think Hubbard got 2 out of 3 rounds, but still, I don't mind because I picked Medeiros. I wanted Medeiros to win, so I'm not too sad about it.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought Hubbard made it a really boring fight. Tried to make it a boring fight, win by laying on him. And Medeiros at least wanted to do something, but he got going pretty late, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But good for him. He got to win. At least somebody who wanted the fight got to win. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. Okay, let me just get a couple comments before we finish this, and we'll do the preview for UFC Vegas 105. It's Gabriel. We talked about this already. Jamal make 145 much longer, maybe. I mean, he's pretty big for the division. Paul, what's up, man? Glad to have you here. I'm playing as Paul next week in the shootout tournament, Marcel. So I got to represent the podcast, Paul. I got to try my best. I know you're a tough Brit, so you're gonna put up a good fight, but it's going to be a good one, man. It would probably go 3 weeks if I had to guess. I'm telling you guys, ever since Don Fry retired, Powerful Mustache has been the worst piece for him, man. Love it. Yes.
Thank you for proving my point, Tristan. I appreciate it from last week.
He's right, though. Demopoulos Gomez Suarez is very similar. She dropped her and then the submission. And then she jumped into Joe Rogan's arms after in the post-fight. Remember that? Hubbard's always boring. I don't think he's that exciting either. But again, he is a gatekeeper type that's tough. He's very hard to finish. Do you think they give him one more, or do you think that's it for Austin?
Maybe one more, but it's already on the second stint, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, after we talked about it, I kind of still feel the same way about the card. 6 out of 10. I know you said 7. It was an okay card. A few fights and a few knockouts I'd watch again, but I don't think it was the best. Anything else you want to say?
Not really, to be really honest.
All right, cool. Any last questions about this card, guys, before we start the new podcast with UFC Vegas 105? Just throw it in the chat. Sorry?
Any last words?
Any last words, or forever hold your peace, right? Is that what they say? Yeah. I think people are good, but let's give it a second here. I'm going to check to make sure there's something else. Rafa was definitely tired for sure. The elevation is tough, man. I mean, again, if they're going to do elevation fights, just please keep it on at 155 and under. I think that's perfect for these cards.
Bro, I struggle with
Piper's going to get fucking... Dude, he's got to be careful what he says. The cartel's going to go after him or something. You have to watch that video after Marcel. With Piper.
Okay, I will.
He's just calling Mexico a shithole and stuff. It's not good. So, Jones a duck for sure. All right, let's get out of here, Marcel. Let's end this one. All right, guys, give me a minute here. I'll post a new podcast. We're going to preview UFC Vegas 105. And just give me a second here. And last thing, Lewis versus Waldo. I think it's possible, man.
I think Waldo said, I'm waiting. KC, let's go or something.
I think it might happen, guys. I know you guys don't.
We really don't need that as a main event.
5 rounds of Waldo, Marcel.
Yeah, also 5 rounds of Lewis. Nobody needs to see that.
Yeah. All right, let's end this podcast. Give me a second, guys. I'll tweet out the new one in a minute here.